sessions that are going to give you some hands-on ideas on how to get worm composting started in your area. The first presentation we're going to do is My Pet Wormy Worm, which is really cool. Lori Malero is going to come up and talk about a program that was inspired by her daughter Michaela, and I think she'll tell you about how this connected to some of the things that they were doing in changing their lifestyle and encouraging a sustainable lifestyle at their home, and how she started to expand that into local schools. So what she was doing at home, she decided to take out into local schools. And again, this is an Alameda program, but she's helping to create the sustainable and zero waste community that Alameda is envisioning. Lori has a background in early childhood education and was a teacher and site director at several YMCAs in Marin before she moved to Alameda. And before that, she's done massage therapy, wellness life coaching, and is a member of the Alameda Backyard Growers. I think we're going to hear that all these things are interconnected in a healthy lifestyle. So as a mom and business owner and longtime sustainable practitioner, she's going to talk to us about how we can fill out our responsibility to teach our children and our community how to care for the earth. So please welcome Lori.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I'm glad to see you here. I know it's the end of the day, so thanks for staying. I'm just going to have you stand up and kind of get some energy going. And take two deep breaths, stretch. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Great. So, go ahead and have a seat. And I'm just, before I start, you heard a little bit about me and at the beginnings of our program. I just want to ask a few questions to get to know you. So, if you could just raise your hands so I can get an idea. How many of you drink coffee? Okay. Let me rephrase this. How many of you drink coffee at home? Okay, great. How many of you drink tea? Okay. And how many of you like fruits? Awesome. How many of you like vegetables? Wow. And how many of you eat pizza? You'll see where I'm going with this. How many of you get junk mail? Everybody in here, yeah. How many of you read the newspaper or get magazines at home? Some of you, okay. How many of you garden? Love you. How many of you enjoy the outdoors? Everybody. And, you know, I was talking to my sister this morning, and I told her, I said, I'm going to a conference today, and she wasn't really listening to me. She's like, yeah, I'm going to get my hair done. So what party are you going to? And I said, oh my God. I said, I'm going to a conference today. I need to, you know, get some ideas and some feedback for you. You know, in today's world, we're so busy doing multiple things. I thought, well, I could help her out. She said, do you think you could find someone for me to hook up with? I don't have anyone for Valentine's Day. So there's any single men out there? None? All right. Let's see now in class. Okay, so I can check that one off. Multitasking. Multitasking.
Working out great for you guys.
Very good. Very good. So you're probably wondering, why did she ask me? You're probably wondering, here, sign up your email address. So you're probably wondering, why is she asking me all those questions? Well, a lot of you are in the same lines of what worms eat, okay? They eat coffee grounds, they eat your tea bags, they eat fruits and vegetables, they eat, not pizza, but they eat the pizza box that it comes in. As part of, we use that as part of their bedding. Junk mail, so if you don't know what to do with your junk mail and you've got like a ton piled up, you can give it to the worms. When you're done with your newspapers, they would love to read them. Okay, they get really bored. They love to read them. So, My Pet Wormy Worm was inspired by So inspired by Michaela. she's the founder. I'm the co-founder, she's the founder. Literally, one day we were in our garden, and she loves to garden side by side with me. And she said, Mommy, look what I found. I said, what did you find? She said, I found a worm. Can I keep it? Can I keep it as a pet? And I said, well, I don't know. You know, we just lost our dog, and I was like, oh, I'm supposed to keep it, but I don't know what it needs. And it didn't look like a worm. It wasn't the brown, nice brown clump. It was red and kind of long. And I said, okay, hold that thought. Hold on a minute. So I went on the computer, and I looked it up. It was like red worm. So it said red wiggler. And I said, okay, well, what does it need, right? It needs food scraps. I thought, perfect. It totally goes in line with what we already do. We already recycle, we already repurpose, we already reuse. Vermicomposting, totally new to me. So I went and I got a container. I was like, okay, well, let me find a recycled container that I can use. It was one of those big spinach containers that they now have in Safeway. And put holes in it. I read the instructions, put some paper, wet it, get some food scraps, and we had it for a while, and I thought, wow, this is really great. I can use its poop for castings in our garden, and it'll help our garden grow. So she was holding it. She said, come on, Wormy, Mom is making you a bed. You can help us in our garden. And so she put it in, and we loved the process so much that we went to Bay Worms, and we got some worms and created a big bin to put our worms in. So it's created a big bin, and then I was talking about the process that you have to come back and work with our kids. They're so excited. They're learning how to read, they're learning math, they're learning how to do science, they're learning everything. So I thought, wow, you know, this is really great. I'm going to have to keep doing this to get out there. Before I went to teach, I called my mom. I said, Mom, I'm totally excited. She's the catalyst behind this, I think, too, because she raised us doing recycling and stuff, so thank you. But I called her and I said, Mom, we're doing this program. I need something. I need something that's going to keep the kids' attention. So she created these worms. And this is my pet wormy worm. This is my pet wormy worm. This is Red. He loves strawberries. And this is Libra. Hola. And this is Chon. Hola. And this is Gusana. So it was really a family affair in all the energy and bringing everything together and helping me to move forward and really put this out there. So thank you. She flew in from Washington, so she's really excited that she's here. So maybe we can give her a hand. Yeah. So MyPetWormyWorm is an educational program that teaches kids how to care for our environment by recycling, repurposing, reusing items that would otherwise go into landfill. Our whole thing is trying to reuse everything. So our bins that we make and that we implement into the schools are recycled. We try not to buy them because we don't want to have to put more things into landfill. So basically the way it works is we bring our bin in and we have the kids shred. You guys are going to be able to help me shred so you can see how the bins are made. And we have them give very minimal food scraps in the beginning. The worms actually eat the paper and it helps them to digest and everything. We have them put the red wigglers in. They eat the food scraps and they eat it, and the poop becomes castings or compost. And that can be used in their garden. A lot of the schools that we work with have gardens already. So there's a 3-part program. We're teaching them how to use the castings in their garden. So we're kind of doing the whole process. And then from the castings, they grow amazing food. So So is there anyone that wants to help me create a worm's home? Are there any volunteers that want to see how it's done? All right. So basically we have this bed, and we are, so again I talked about who gets, a pizza and newspapers and magazines and junk mail. So basically all you're going to do is, do you recycle already? What do you do? Do you vermicompost already?
I don't.
You don't?
I live in an apartment.
So here's a lot of excuses that I've heard. I'm going to turn you into a vermicomposting queen. People say, one of the reasons people say is, I can't. I live in an apartment. I have one person who is a business owner. She lives in an apartment, and she has her bin underneath her sink. Doesn't smell. Yeah, and she has grown a lot of our worms and actually give them back to us so we can go and teach in different schools. Yeah, so basically what you're going to do is just shreds of paper. Was that so hard? Okay, and then let's pretend you're done with your eggs. You're all done, you made your omelet, you got your breakfast. You would probably shred that too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
At least mash.
And you're done with the toilet paper, but be sure to put toilet paper back in there for something else. Yeah. So normally you would do a spray bottle, but I want to recycle and use this. But you can just dribble a little bit of water in there and get it moist. And basically you want to make it feel like it's a towel, like a wet towel, like after you've wrung it out after a shower. And then that's it. How is that?
Pretty easy.
Pretty easy, yeah. So it's pretty easy, it's pretty simple, there's not much to it. And so you live in an apartment, would you have a worm bin now?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, maybe. Okay, by the end of this, maybe I'll get you to change your mind.
Should I go somewhere?
Thank you, yes. So basically, when I go to the schools, I bring a basket of food and I share with the kids what can go into the bin. This is bread, and they don't like meat. This is a chicken bone, so that would not go in there. It makes it not good. Strawberries, so all fruits, mostly all fruits and vegetables. Sometimes citrus in our bins seem to be not so good for the worms. We've had them dissolve before. And so, I don't know what to do. I think it's acid. But would this go in there? No. Yeah. So we teach kids about how to be mindful, how to be mindful, how we're being mindful to the earth, and how to be respectful to the worms because they are living beings and organisms. So that's creating the bin. With our educational programs, kids learn sustainability, math, science, language, art, fundraising, and social responsibility. I think I mentioned Miss Ben at DeFleur School. Her children are learning to read, and it's a Spanish-speaking school. So they learn Cruzano, Rojo, and the children are counting, weighing, and measuring the words. She said they're so excited. Like some kids get so excited just to see the worms that it encourages them to really engage with one another and engage with the worms. So that was exciting. On the left looks like a worm in a tree with the sun. And the one on the right, he wrote worms. This is about worms. Today the worm lady came. First she set up, next she talked about red wigglers and how they help the earth. She read a story about worms to us. Last she let us hold the worms, written and illustrated by Isaac F. and then he did a cute picture. This is an egg.